Hello everyone, I'm Cloud and welcome to Anime no Mi. In today's video we will talk about Luffy's Goma Goma no Mi powers. I recently received a comment that talked about Luffy having already awakened the powers of his fruit, but even he didn't notice that it happened. In today's video we will explain all this. So I already count on your support to leave your like in the video to help the channel. I also count on you to subscribe if you're still new here. Now let's go to the video. Guys, we know that Luffy has become one of the most important people in the entire One Piece world in a short period of 2 years. Where from the moment he became a pirate, Luffy was drawing the attention of the entire One Piece world. It turns out that the Straw Hat Pirate managed to become strong thanks to his effort and creativity, where since his childhood, training alongside his brothers Sabo and Ace, he learned to make the most of the strength of his fruit, a paramecia that could have terrible powers with any other user. The fruit that Luffy ate while he was still very young allows him to just stretch his body, is a body manipulation paramecia, so this fruit initially even seemed to be useless for combat, but Luffy changed all that. He was able to use this fruit to fight by learning how to boost his punches through its elasticity, so he could take his kicks and punches far away by stretching his body. It also made him much stronger. After all, the way he boosted his movements with his elasticity also made his movements much stronger. Moreover, due to the battles he had lived from a very young age with Sabo and Ace, he already naturally possessed superhuman strength. In other words, from a very early age we discovered that Luffy's fruit would not be as amazing as we know if someone else had received that power in place of the Straw Hat Pirate, or at least that's what we initially believed. After all, during the recent events of the manga showed us that Luffy's devil fruit has a unique importance in the world of One Piece, an even greater importance than Law's devil fruit, which is known as the Supreme Devil Fruit, because Law's fruit has its importance known as the power that can change the entire world, and even bring the power of immortality. Doflamingo believed that with this power he could become the king of the One Piece world, and besides, the Sekai Sifu believed in the same. Everyone gave enormous importance to the power of this devil fruit, and in this way we saw how the Navy, the Don Quixote pirates, and also Law and Corazon fought to get that power. At that moment we found out that that fruit had become, or at least was presented as the most important fruit among all the fruits of One Piece. But there is a power that can be greater than a force known to everyone, a power that keeps secrets known only to those who really control everything, the world's highest ranked nobles. The Gorosei know about a hidden importance in Luffy's devil fruit, the rubber fruit, because in the past, the secret group that took direct orders from the world's nobles, the Cipher Pole, was sent on a transport and protection mission solely for protect this fruit. We know that the devil's fruits are all unique and all of them are of extreme value, but possibly any fruit would not have as much attention from Sekai Sifu to start a protection mission for this fruit, giving it great value and great importance. After that, we realized that besides the highest rank of the Sekai Sifu, few other people knew about the importance of this fruit to the point of attacking Cipher Pole to get that power. We're talking about Shanks and his crew. Shanks went to sea with his crew and started a battle with the sole aim of having the devil fruit, which was later taken by Luffy. So all the astonishment of the Shanks crew when they realized that the boy had eaten the devil's fruit, only they knew about the importance of the fruit. But we know that Shanks has a great trust for Luffy, including, he saw in Luffy the former king of pirates who in the past was the captain of Shanks, and thus Luffy has remained with these powers until today, where he received a legacy from the king of pirates of Shanks, the Straw Hat. So we need to understand what the true power of Luffy's fruit is, as he may not be using the true power of his fruit, but he may have maxed out only one of his functions, the power of elasticity, and not have discovered the real function of your fruit. After all, Oda himself had already mentioned that Luffy's devil fruit, or rather, Luffy's elasticity power was not a supreme power or something like that. However, with the recent new information from the manga, this could mean that Luffy has a power he doesn't know how to use. As we know, devil fruits, especially paramecias, have more than one way to use their powers, even before the fruit is fully awakened, such as Doflamingo, who could create wires, and was also able to manipulate these wires. We also had the power of Big Mom's son, Katakuri, who also has an awakened paramecia, but before that he was able to create and manipulate Machi as he wanted. The same goes for Nico Robin, where she is able to replicate parts of her body as she sees fit, and recently we've seen that her power has given her the ability to transform into a demonic form. However, Luffy only remained with the ability to stretch his body. He only revealed to us the power of elasticity, not because he tries to hide his true power, but because he only knows this power from his devil fruit. After all, that was the power he discovered right after eating his devil fruit, and from that moment on he trained as much as possible to understand how to use his elasticity to get into combat with the power of his devil fruit. That way he can have a second hidden power, the power that is really of interest to the Sekai Sifu, and that Shanks tried to keep from being in the hands of the group that controls the whole One Piece world. Or a second possibility is that this devil fruit is used by some important figure from the past, such as the king of pirates or even Zebek, who are figures that the Sekai Sifu feared and tried to hide their existence as much as possible. And because Luffy uses it in a different way, it would make sense names like Garp himself, who lived through the battles of the past, doesn't recognize the powers of this fruit that is now used by his grandson. Even though he is an important name for the Navy, he doesn't know about the importance of that fruit. Only the Gorosei had this knowledge. Meanwhile, Luffy would have used a secondary function of his devil fruit until the present day, managing to strengthen the powers of its elasticity as much as possible, having then changed the shape of his devil fruit without even realizing it. After all, when we analyzed what the awakening of a devil fruit really means, we had come to the conclusion that by completely mastering the initial use of your devil fruit, managing to master one of its powers as much as possible, you are able to awaken a second power. Again, we will use Doflamingo as an example of awakening. After all, we see that he was always able to create and manipulate wires as the power of his devil fruit, at least as an initial power, but when he managed to maximize the power of his fruit, he unlocked a new power. The awakened fruit gets a new attribute. In the case of Doflamingo, who already had the powers of creating threads and also control over the threads created, he got when he awakened his fruit the powers to turn everything into threads. As we saw in the anime and manga, he transformed everything he touched into wires, and in this way he was also able to manipulate the wires transformed at will, achieving a new power with his devil fruit. At the same time, which already it was a sleeping power of the fruit, after all its devil fruit was still strings. Now Luffy, he has a power totally unique in the One Piece world. After all, Garp, Sengoku, and other pirates from the past didn't recognize Luffy's fruit and didn't even realize its importance, unlike Shanks and the Gorosei who knew the truth. The same thing happened with Who's Who only knew that Luffy's fruit was important for the mission he received while he was part of Cypher Pole to protect that fruit from the devil, but even he didn't know why. It may be that Luffy, as we mentioned, has mastered one of the fruit's powers, elasticity, as we have seen, because as we have seen, he managed to completely change the way his body behaved towards elasticity. After all, with the creation of gears, he used his elasticity condition to change his own body's metabolism, becoming more agile, strong, and also even more elastic when using Gear 3, for example. Luffy would then have been able to maximize the capacity and stretch of his devil fruit, an ability that only he used among possible past users of that fruit, thus having a power totally unique in the world of One Piece, awakening the elasticity of the fruit. At the same time, many theorized that the true power of Luffy's fruit would be the Sekai Sifu's ability to erase history, or even that she has involvement with the giant Straw Hat user. I found this point of view interesting and decided to comment in a more explanatory and detailed way. Comment what you think about it in the video. Don't forget to leave your likes in the video to help the channel, and also subscribe if you're still new here. The channel is new and needs your help. Thank you so much for watching our video so far. Your support is very important. See you in the next video. Bye.